A senior Nike marketing director reportedly told colleagues, "We've seen LeBron numbers. We've seen Jordan numbers. But this is on another level. The numbers don't lie." Within hours of launch, Sanders' logo shirt shattered every record, becoming Nike's fastest-selling item in history. Retail stores sold out. Online stock vanished. International orders crashed servers, and here's where it gets wild. Analysts say Sanders has now entered a realm reserved for cultural icons, not just athletes. Think Michael Jordan. Think LeBron James. Think Tiger Woods. These are names that transcend sports to become global brands. This isn't just a merchandise win, explains top sports marketing analyst Rebecca Morrison. This is cultural phenomenon territory. Sanders' brand power is spilling far beyond sports into fashion, entertainment, and lifestyle. When your logo generates nine-figure revenue overnight, you've reached a level most Fortune 500 companies never touched. Social media is in overdrive. Instagram stories flood with fans showing off their Sanders gear. TikTok unboxings rack up millions of views. Twitter debates the cultural significance. One viral post nailed it: LeBron built an empire. Jordan created a legacy. Now Sanders is writing his own chapter. Celebrity endorsements are pouring in too. A-list actors sport his merch on red carpets. Musicians flaunt the logo on stage. Fashion influencers weave it into high-profile collabs. This isn't just sports apparel anymore, this is a full-blown cultural movement. What makes this moment even more remarkable is the way rival NFL stars are lining up to acknowledge Sanders' unprecedented rise. Patrick Mahomes dropped a congratulations on Twitter. Josh Allen showcased Sanders' merch on his Instagram stories. Lamar Jackson jumped in with supportive comments. When your direct competitors are hyping your business ventures, you're no longer just playing in the league, you're operating on an entirely different level. And it didn't stop with athletes. Drake was spotted wearing Sanders' logo shirt in the studio. Senda highlighted the merch at a red carpet event. Kevin Hart wove Sanders' jokes into his stand-up routine. Even Ryan Reynolds chimed in with a tongue-in-cheek endorsement that went viral, racking up millions of interactions. This wave of celebrity backing is significant because entertainers rarely rally behind NFL players outside of championship wins or scandals. Sanders, however, is pulling them in through sheer cultural magnetism, not touchdowns. That kind of crossover appeal signals mainstream dominance. Inside the Cleveland Browns front office, sources describe leadership as stunned by the scope of Sanders' influence. Emergency meetings were reportedly called to unpack the long-term implications. And it's rewriting the traditional quarterback-team power dynamic in real time. Star players usually hold sway through performance, leadership, and fan support. But Sanders wields something far more disruptive: cultural power that's translating into staggering financial influence. His personal brand now rivals entire corporations in revenue generation. For Kevin Stefanski, this isn't just another coaching challenge, it's a nightmare scenario no playbook prepares you for. Managing a talented quarterback is standard. Managing a cultural phenomenon fueling nine-figure revenue streams? That's a skill set no coaching clinic teaches. Privately, Stefanski admits the dynamic has shifted overnight, even as he maintains public composure. This isn't about handling another talented player anymore, said one team insider. Shedeur's success has created leverage nobody anticipated. How do you discipline someone whose brand generates more money than most franchises? Inside the locker room, the psychology is just as compelling. Veterans accustomed to leading suddenly face the reality of a rookie who overshadows the franchise itself. Multiple sources described reactions as confused admiration. Players respect Sanders' success, yet question how one man's spotlight impacts collective goals. It's weird, man, admitted one Browns offensive lineman. We're happy for Shedeur, but every interview is about him. Every practice is analyzed through his lens. Every team activity feels Sanders-centric. That changes everything about this season. Meanwhile, behind the scenes at Nike, chaos reigns. Sources inside the production division describe unprecedented demand crashing every predictive model. Cotton suppliers worldwide are receiving emergency orders beyond capacity. Textile manufacturers are diverting entire product lines just to keep up with Sanders' merchandise. We've never seen anything like this, admitted a Nike production manager. Our most optimistic forecast expected 500,000 units sold over 6 months. Instead, that number was shattered in just 4 hours. Now, projections suggest sales could soar past 50 million units if production can keep up. In Asia, manufacturing partners are running 24-hour shifts exclusively for Sanders merchandise, with overtime pay at record-breaking levels. Factory managers admit the pressure from Nike executives is unlike anything they've seen in decades of industry experience. This supply chain frenzy highlights Sanders' unprecedented influence, reshaping entire industrial ecosystems. Competitors are forced into delays as suppliers prioritize Nike Sanders orders, showcasing how one athlete's brand can dominate global manufacturing. The retail world is transforming as well. Store managers undergo emergency training to understand Sanders' cultural significance, his story, and the demographics driving his demand. Sales associates now study his biography and learn to connect with. Every conversation becomes about Shedeur, explained one regional manager. Customers don't just want the shirt, they want the story. The range of buyers has stunned retail veterans. Traditional NFL merchandise primarily targets men aged 18 to 54, but Sanders' products break every demographic boundary. Teenagers, grandparents, women, international tourists, all are lining up. "I've worked in sports retail for 20 years, one manager said. "I've seen LeBron peaks, Jordan revivals, championship surges. Nothing compares to Shedeur. Grandmothers buy for grandsons. Teenage girls wear his logo to school. Professionals add it to their casual wardrobes. It's universal." Financial markets have taken notice too. Analysts directly link Nike's stock growth to Sanders' merchandise success, with investment firms now recommending Nike shares based on his partnership alone. Hedge funds are now treating Sanders' cultural impact as a legitimate economic indicator. According to Wall Street analyst Jennifer Murphy, he represents quantifiable cultural value. His merchandise sales directly translate into measurable stock performance. His brand influence has shaped Nike's market position and even swayed investor confidence. The significance is so great that SEC filings cite Sanders' impact on Nike's business outlook, and quarterly earnings calls regularly highlight his merchandise numbers. Annual reports even describe his partnership as a strategic advantage, underscoring how deeply one athlete can affect a major corporation's financial reporting. The fascination isn't limited to the U.S. International investors have taken notice too. European firms are analyzing Sanders' global market potential, while Asian groups explore opportunities for future partnerships. His rise has effectively earned him international investment recognition. The NFL Players Association is watching closely, recognizing that Sanders has opened the door to a new era of athlete empowerment. His success isn't just exceptional, it's a blueprint. Future collective bargaining talks will likely use his achievements as the new baseline, redefining expectations around brand ownership, revenue generation, and player autonomy. Shedeur Sanders has completely shifted the conversation, according to one former NFL executive familiar with league dynamics. For the first time, players have undeniable proof that building an individual brand can generate massive financial success, independent of team performance. This shift significantly alters the league's power dynamics. Reports suggest Commissioner Roger Goodell has been briefed extensively on Sanders' cultural influence and its implications for league operations. NFL marketing teams are actively studying his playbook, looking for ways to replicate his success with other athletes. The league views Sanders' rise as both a positive development and a potential disruptor of traditional organizational structures. Into international culture. European fashion magazines showcase him in style spreads, while Asian entertainment outlets highlight his growing impact. That kind of attention has propelled Sanders into true global celebrity status, a rare feat for any athlete. Shedeur Sanders transcends American sports culture. He's becoming a genuine global personality, explains international marketing analyst Dr. Carlos Rodriguez. His appeal isn't tied strictly to football. His authentic personality resonates across borders, inspiring people who may have no interest in the sport itself. His story has even entered academia. Business schools across the country have woven Sanders' success into marketing and entrepreneurship courses. Harvard Business School is reportedly preparing a detailed case study on his brand-building strategy, while Stanford examines his cultural impact from an economic perspective. This academic recognition provides long-term legitimacy to his influence. Youth programs and educational institutions now reference his journey as a roadmap for empowerment, demonstrating how authenticity, strategy, and vision can build influence that lasts. Sanders' rise has become more than an athletic achievement, it's an inspirational framework for future generations worldwide. Perhaps the most surprising aspect of Shedeur Sanders' Nike success is how he achieved massive cultural impact before even playing a single professional game. Traditionally, athlete endorsements follow a predictable pattern: first exceptional performance, then recognition, and finally commercial success. Sanders completely flipped that script, building cultural influence before earning competitive validation. Yet Sanders' diversified brand provides a safety net. His ties to the entertainment industry, growing influence in fashion, and international recognition all function independently of his football career. This strategic spread suggests he can sustain success regardless of on-field outcomes. What's undeniable is that Sanders has already accomplished something unprecedented in sports history. His $100 million Nike deal is not just a contract, it's the start of a cultural revolution with long-term implications for athlete empowerment and individual achievement. More than admiration, his story deserves recognition for the maturity and vision he's shown while building a sustainable business empire. His rise defies conventional wisdom about athlete development, brand building timelines, and the scope of cultural influence. Every part of his journey creates ripple effects across industries and institutions. His reach extends far beyond sports, driving genuine cultural transformation and reshaping how people think about personal branding, achievement, and influence. For the Cleveland Browns, Sanders is both a massive opportunity and a complex challenge. His success elevates the franchise's profile but also brings pressure to validate it with competitive results. The organization must strike a balance between unlocking Sanders' full potential and maintaining team chemistry. More than anything, Sanders proves that authentic personality, strategic thinking, and relentless preparation can break through traditional barriers, leaving a cultural impact that lasts well beyond the game. The $100 million Nike deal is not a finish line but a milestone. Sanders is still building, still reaching for greater accomplishments, inspiring countless others to chase what once seemed impossible. His influence will be remembered as a turning point for modern culture, a demonstration of how individual empowerment can reshape industries and redefine expectations. Behind his meteoric rise stands one of sports' most influential figures, his father, Coach Prime Sanders. Sources close to the family confirm that Coach Prime's strategic guidance has been crucial in Shedur's brand development, even as he deliberately keeps distance from Cleveland's internal dynamics to avoid interference. No one understands the spotlight better, one family insider explains. He's teaching Shedeur how to manage pressure, embrace expectations, and build lasting success. He's also allowing his son to carve out his own path rather than trying to force a continuation of his own legacy. The Sanders family brand now represents something unprecedented in professional sports, a true dynasty spanning generations, with each member building individual excellence while strengthening the family's collective influence. Shedeur Sanders' NFL prospects add another layer to the story. While the family's multimedia presence stretches across sports, entertainment, and business, the Sanders name is reshaping fan culture itself. Their merchandise has created patterns that transcend traditional team loyalty. Fans purchase Sanders gear not because of the Browns, but because of Sanders himself. As fan culture researcher Dr. Robert Martinez explains, they're not Browns fans who happen to like Sanders. They're Sanders fans who happen to follow the Browns because of him. This marks a dramatic shift in sports consumer behavior. Entire online communities have formed around Sanders' personal brand rather than team affiliation. Facebook groups and Reddit threads dissect his business moves, fashion choices, and cultural impact. These communities attract people from all demographics, women in a male-dominated NFL space, international fans with little prior football knowledge, and older audiences who normally stick to established stars. The cross-cultural magnetism is unprecedented. Collecting Sanders merchandise has already become a serious hobby, with limited editions instantly turning into prized collector's items. Sanders himself, with merchandise and culture taking center stage. Despite this, Sanders' daily routine remains remarkably disciplined. His mornings still begin with early workouts, followed by dedicated film study, team meetings, and prioritized preparation. According to Dr. Chen, Sanders shows exceptional psychological maturity for someone under such immense scrutiny. Where most would feel crushed by attention, he continues to balance football preparation with brand responsibilities, a sign of sustainable success. The ripple effects of his rise go beyond personal achievement or even Nike's profits. Sanders is now an economic driver for Cleveland. Increased tourism, heightened media coverage, and business opportunities are reshaping the local economy. Hotels near the Browns' facilities report surging bookings as networks set up temporary bureaus. Restaurants and retailers experience booming demand, with shops expanding Sanders-themed inventory and hiring extra staff. His success creates economic multiplier effects across the region, notes economist Dr. Patricia Martinez. Every bit of attention translates into visitor spending, investment, and job growth. The ripple effect stretches globally, as textile suppliers, shipping companies, and retail distributors adjust their operations to meet Sanders-driven demand. This phenomenon reshapes international supply chains, shifts employment patterns, and even influences economic planning in multiple countries. Economists now factor Sanders-style cultural breakthroughs into forecasting models, while business schools build case studies around his impact as a blueprint for future analysis. What began as one athlete's success has become a benchmark for measuring the economic influence of individuals. The movement continues to expand, setting new precedents, rewriting standards, and revealing unprecedented possibilities for how personal achievement can transform not only culture but also the global economy itself.